Welcome to an allaboard layout update. This is going to be a very different update than usual. It has been quite a while since I've had my last layout update, and pretty much nothing has changed. But that is not all bad. There will soon be very drastic changes happening to the layout. I plan to restart the layout. At this point, I'm not very happy with what I have. Mostly it's track-wise, and I've had lots of problems with the track and running and stuff not being smooth. So I plan to restart, use better track. I'm going to use mostly Pico and Walther's Shinohara switches, which in my opinion are much better, and from the ones that I have are much more reliable. I'm going to be using Pico track. I'm going to be doing the bench work very properly, or more properly than what I have, because I've had some major problems with the way I've done it before, as I'll show you. And overall it's just going to be a better design. Things are going to flow more smoothly with operations, and it will be hopefully much better. And I'll go ahead and show you some of the major problems that I have. One of the major reasons that I'm restarting the layout is because the bench work is not all that great. As you might be able to make out here, there's quite a large sag in the middle of the layout where there aren't many supports. There also is a large sag over here, and all that leads to is major track problems. I've had lots of issues with derailing and uncoupling as the grades change, and overall just bad track problems caused mostly by bad bench work. I've also had lots of problems with the track and just doing it improperly and trying to cheap out, and that's led to more problems and more derailments. So I plan to do it right. I'm not going to use the Woodland Scenics track foam road bed. I'm going to be using the cork road bed, which from what I've used is I have much better results and track stays down much better. So that will hopefully fix lots of my problems with the track work, and we'll move on to what I plan on doing. So here is my current plan for what I want to do with the layout. There's definitely room for improvements, I'm sure, and I'm open to any suggestions that anyone has, but we'll go over what the main plan is right now. We'll start off here in the bottom corner of what is currently my 2x8 switching layout. The size of this is going to stay the same. It's still going to be a 2x8 section here, from here to here, but it's going to change in what its function is. I'm going to make this a yard. This is going to be the main yard of the layout. This is where all the switching operations will occur for trains. Right here is all going to be yard tracks for car storage. Right here I'm going to have a branch off, and this is going to be engine storage and possibly an engine house or something similar. So we'll follow up here on the yard lead, which I have extending all the way around to here. So this is going to be an expansion of what I'm currently using. Go ahead and look over here. So back there on the shelf right about here is what I'm going to be expanding to. I'm going to have to adjust the shelf and obviously remove all these books, but it shouldn't be too hard to do that. So the yard lead will curve back on the shelf, and run to about around here, where it's just going to curve and continue on that shelf. Back to the plan. So this is over in that corner. I'm going to have it running along here and just through the shelf. I'm gonna have some nice, I plan on having this as a some nice mountain scenery where there's supports on the shelf about here, possibly do a tunnel or something. So here it's going to curve. This is the path between the layout, or the main 5x10 layout. Here's going to be a removable lift-out bridge leading into a curved turnout, which will lead into the main line, which is the middle track running along through here. And what here will be a granary, or grain elevator. So I have the main run-through track here for loading the grain cars. Here I have a storage track right here for storing your grain cars. And then above that, right here I have another line running off the main, which runs into this spur here, which I plan on having a industry of some sort and maybe a team track. And I plan on just having all this, the empty area, a town that will be serviced by probably an Amtrak station that runs around here. I might have to custom build a platform and then put a station there, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So overall, it's a much longer mainline run, and I can run much longer trains. A bigger yard, which allows for more car storage, which is a problem that I have. I don't have a big enough yard currently, and the cars are overflowing. And a long yard lead, so trains can be running on the main line, but also switching in the yard, uninterrupting the main line. It's only a single track plan, which could reduce operations a little bit, but overall, most of the time, I'm running a train just continuously around and switching the main line, or switching a yard, which effectively limits it to one main line and a yard lead. So overall, I think it has plenty of operations. I am definitely open to suggestions on what I could do for the main layout, because there's not really much going on there. So it'd be nice to have some more switching operations, but I just couldn't think of anything to lead off without taking up any more space. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know. I think the main problem with this might be all the curved turnouts, which are expensive. I've been looking around, and it seems like on eBay you can get them for quite a bit less than what the MSRP is, around $25, which isn't too bad. And I'm not having too many of them, only around 5 to 7 of them, or maybe a little bit more, but it shouldn't be that bad. So if anyone's had any experience buying curved turnouts off of eBay, let me know, because that's where I plan on getting most of them. Around here is where I plan on putting the controls. I might put a throttle port here for working the industries here, and then the yard can be controlled off of my Zephyr. So, which it looks like to be pretty useful. There isn't anything that's too far away that would require walking to. Maybe servicing the industry here, and I would probably put a tortoise switch machine up on this turnout, and possibly this one, to make it easier to turn them. Overall, this is what I have so far. This is my plan. I'm going to try to start removing the current layout soon and start on the bench work. I think overall I should be able to make pretty quick progress on the track, because money is not as much of a problem as it used to be. So it should go quite a bit quicker. I won't be able to reuse really any of this track, unfortunately, so I'm not sure what I'll do with it all. Most of it's probably not going to be any good. So, but luckily I haven't done much scenery work, so I won't be really losing too much scenery, just a lot of ground foam and ballast. But overall, not much will be lost. But I think this layout served me pretty well. I've learned quite a bit from it. I'll be able to do much better track work on the new one and have much better running trains, which is the main reason I don't do much here, because I've replaced the track so much times and still having problems. I'm getting kind of tired of it. So hopefully that can be resolved in a new layout. So that's all for this video. Tell me what you think about my plans and any improvements that could be made. And I'll see you next time.